I found a brilliant beginner's sewing pattern. Stay with me. So I've been testing out, pattern testing for a lovely lady called Amy who owns the New Red. She's an independent designer and she has literally just launched the Roxy top. Now the Roxy top is described as a relaxed fit top with various options where you can change the neck, the sleeves, and also the length and also the style of the hem. So I was doing the just the longer length top with a scoop neck, but you have the option to do a V-neck. You can have two different lengths to the top, and also you can do a cropped version with a tie as well. Not that I'm going to be doing that one, but possibly for maybe a younger member of the family, or you may have somebody else, or you may like to make it for yourself. It's cool, it really is. So before I began, I had a read through all the instructions, which are fabulous, because what Amy has done, some of the sections, she's got little tick boxes. So as you're working your way through, you can tick off what you've done and you know where you are with your pattern as you keep going through. Also, she has got some brilliant photos held within your instruction booklet. There's even a picture of a beautiful dog. Amy also rescues dogs, and the Roxy top is named after a dog that they were fostering before a new home could be found for her, hence why the name was found. And so the Roxy top is named after this fabulous dog, and you will see pictures, and I will see if I can pop some up here as well. So I decided before I even started, I wanted to make sure I had some fabric that didn't matter too much if I did muck it up completely. So I wanted some old fabric that it doesn't matter. So I had some more, I think you've seen this before. This is just like, I think it started life as a curtain, possibly. And so I could play around with this. Everything went pretty well. I got everything in, and it was fun because this is quite it's quite a stiff, slightly heavier weight cotton, so it was really easy to sew, and it was really helpful when I was sewing my seams together. Nothing was slipping, nothing was sliding, so it was great. So it's a good confidence builder, and it also showed me the points to sort of watch and to double check in my instruction book as I went along. So that was a twirl. But also what Amy does with her patterns is she's included this other document. Now, I had a PDF version which I got sent off to be printed, and I also printed out the instruction booklet. Now there was a sewing guide within there. Now within the sewing guide, which is a 10-page document, I really wish I'd printed it out, and I possibly will do. Within there, you are told about all the different fabrics that you could use for this, for that. So it's not just for the Roxy top, it's for your sewing journey and turning it to whichever project you're looking at, whether it's looking at denim, looking at cotton, looking at viscose, looking at lawn, poplin. She will talk you through. And also she covers things like sewing notions. So all those little tools that we sometimes have to help us with our sewing. It may be a magnetic seam guide to put up on your sewing machine, which will help you go along, your unpicker, and there's lots of other things as well. So there might be things on there that you haven't got, but maybe, oh, actually I'm going to pop that on my shopping list for next time. So that's really helpful. And then at the back of that book, she's got a long list of sewing terms and terminology that you might come across that you're unsure of exactly what that is. It talks about various different stitches. It talks about French seams. Let me see if I can give you a bit of a rundown, because I was having a look at it earlier. So as I said, it is 10 pages. So it is really, really handy to have. Or she also talks about interfacing as well. What sort of interfacing is best to use, how to apply it, and why you should or you shouldn't need it. She talks about the patterns, she talks about the sewing, the notches. So within the sewing terms, she's got something like, which I've never heard of before, top of the list, and the anchor stitch. Anchor stitch is usually sewn at a reduced stitch length to keep a certain area secured, which makes sense when you think about it, I suppose, but I'd never heard of that. I'm not sure if some of these are Australian, but I think it is still really important to learn. It talks about overlocking, it talks about the selvage, top stitching, zigzag stitch, the foot on your sewing machine. So it's a really handy document to have in your sewing space that you can look at and refer to if you need to. So once I had done the twirl, I thought, right, okay, what else have I got? And I remembered this fabric. I started off with this fabric making the Florence blouse. Do you remember the one with the big puffy sleeves? And I had some left over. So this doesn't use an awful amount of fabric either. So I think I used about a metre and a half. Just to make sure that I had plenty, but it is very, very handy to have a pattern like this. So I made this one, which went okay. I've done the neck, I've done the arms, sleeves, and the length, absolutely fine. So then I thought, okay, let me put an outfit together. So I had a pattern in my stash called the bob pants, and no, they weren't the bob pants, they were the chanterelle. Sorry, getting them muddled up. The chanterelle pants. And I'd made those in a lovely yellow gauze type fabric. And I thought, right, if I made those and then try and pop a top with it that matched it, or coordinated with it. So that's what I did, and that will be in the photos here. So this fabric was lovely. This is a really pretty fabric. It's called Bobbins and Bows. And this is by Debbie Shaw. So I had some of that in my stash. So I thought, right, and it went together really well. I don't know if it went together well because it was my third, fourth attempt. I don't know. But I think, like I said before, you've really just got to look at the pattern, do it again if you want to. So after the birds and bobbins, I thought, okay, maybe my confidence was a little bit high, but I thought, no, come on. I picked up some really pretty fabric, this one here, from the swaps table at the Sewing Social that I go to. So this is a really, really pretty viscose, and it's knit lush. I love the pink, I love the yellow, I love it together. It's such a summery top. So now I did make it in this, and it's okay-ish. I need to work more on my neck because that's a bit wobbly. I might have to revisit that, but I just thought it was a really pretty fabric to use for this, something just to slip on in the summer, nice and cool, just nice to have even for your holidays, and also it doesn't crease, so that's absolutely fab. Okay, so as I said to you, this pattern, it is out today, Friday. I've got an issue with my laptop, so I'm not going to be editing this video until it comes back on Tuesday, so it will be out. I'm going to put the link down below, which explains, and there's a link of where you can go to buy it, and you can read more about Amy and the new red and her patterns. So that was that. Now, do you remember the Maya messenger bag? I made a lovely red and white with a little bit of pink in it, messenger bag. Well, I pleased myself, surprised myself really when I made the bag, because I thought, oh, I don't know, will I make it? And it was okay. So I had some fabric that I'd bought from Rainbow Fabrics, but it had a fault in it, which I hadn't read the description properly. So it had a little white mark and various parts of the fabric going through it. And I thought, well, I'm sure I can hide it. So what I decided to do was make another messenger bag. So this one is done in this lush leopard. I love it. I absolutely love it. You've got your pockets. Oh, and then what I've done inside is I've done a nice bright pink because I wanted to, there we go, see inside, nice bright pink in there. So I was really pleased with that. And the other thing that I bought after people were telling me, do you remember I told you that the zip size for the my messenger is 15 inches, and I did have a job getting hold of one of those. I actually found one at an independent fabric shop near me, but the only one they had was black with brass teeth, so it was metal, which I'm not really keen on. Obviously you've got to be careful with your sewing needle as well. So I put my big girl pants on and I bought a roll of the zip, and good old YouTube again, have another look to see what I do, and it wasn't too bad. So if you're thinking about it, give it a go. There's lots of tips out there. When I get a little bit more proficient in it, I will do a video, but just try it. I bought a pink and I bought a black, and I just bought them off Amazon, and I wasn't sure, things like 15 inches, is that the teeth or is that the actual material? So I had to really sort of look into that, but it went really well, and I'm really pleased with how the zip, so I used a black zip, and it opens and closes lovely. There's no snags or anything, she says. So yeah, very pleased. And I even did my zipper tabs in the same fabric as the leopard. So that's the next messenger bag I've done. Oh, this one I have done slightly different. I've done the medium length strap because I felt that the other one was, it was just a little bit too long. My arms aren't very long, and I was sort of having to lean down to get things out of my bag. So I've done it slightly shorter in a medium length. So I need to swap everything out from my old handbag into this one. You know what it's like when you sort your handbag out, girls, isn't it? Oh, the things you find in the bottom of your bag, all those receipts. You wonder how long they've been there. So that was that one, and I might do another one, I will see. So now moving on to a lovely lady that I have only just heard about, and I've been happy. She's recently launched a YouTube channel as well, but what she's doing at the moment, she's known as the Sewing Gardener. Now you may have seen her. She posts on Instagram lots of different things. She's done lots of dressmaking, a really lovely, friendly lady, in how she talks about her patterns and everything. But what Lucy has done is she is running something this month, May, where we are now. So Lucy is running the Sew Skin Summer Challenge. Sorry, I have to read it because otherwise I get it all muddled up. And it's running throughout the month of May. And what it is doing, it is raising awareness of skin cancer, predominantly melanoma. This hits home with me as well. Lucy has a story all about her melanoma journey too, which you can see on her channel, which I will link down below. For myself, it was a number of years ago, and it was my granddaughter who spotted it, and she just said, "Oh, Nanny, you've got like a funny colour mole on your back." I didn't think anything of it, because it was on my back and I never checked my back. So I did pop along to the GP, had it checked, sent off to go and see dermatology, and they took a look at it and they said, well, that does need to come out. So they did a little like a biopsy first of all, a little bit more around the outside of the mole, took it away. Then I had a call to go back again to see the doctor, and they said we just want to do what they call a WLE, which is a wider local excision. So they just take a little bit more out around the mole. So they did that, and then it was confirmed that it was a malignant melanoma. But thankfully, and thank you to my fantastic granddaughter Devon, and also now, because of my transplant, I'm on immunosuppressants, which does mean that I am susceptible now to skin cancer because of all the medication that I take for that. So I have to be extra careful in the sun using my 50 factor sun cream or just covering up. So this challenge is fab, because I'm thinking, right, okay, I need to make something cool, but that is going to protect my skin. I'm thinking what I've made, maybe the Florence blouse. It's got those lovely billowy sleeves. You can make them longer or shorter. If you've got this in a nice, cool, floaty fabric, that's going to be lovely on your arms, but you're protecting yourself. Then I was thinking of some dresses I've got where I could change the sleeves. So that's to come, and I am going to definitely be taking part in this. Such a fab challenge for May, and I can't wait to do something special for it. So that's Lucy, the sewing gardener, who is running the Sew Skin Summer Challenge, and she's also got the YouTube channel. I will link that, and she is also on Instagram too. So pop along and see Lucy. So I think that's possibly it for today. I am going to my sewing social this weekend, but by the time you see this video I will have been, and hopefully I'm happy because I've got my laptop back. So I'm going there this weekend, and I've got a few things I need to finish off, and I'm doing something else quite exciting. I can't tell you about that yet, but that's going to be quite interesting. So I just want to say thank you so much for staying around, and just being here as well, and listening to what I'm saying. And I know I'm waffling on probably, but I just love my sewing space. I just love what I'm doing, and I'm really enjoying the learning experience that we get from sewing, and also creating a garment that you've worn yourself and somebody says to you, oh, where did you get that from? And that's when you come out and you say, well, I made it. And that is absolutely gold when you hear that. It really is. So anyway, I'm going to leave you there. Hope you have a fabulous weekend. You'll have had one by the time this comes out. Enjoying the lovely weather, because it seems to have returned a little bit more. It's going to get warmer at the weekend. But yes, but thank you so much. Please check out the people I've just mentioned, and yeah, so if you can like and subscribe, that would be absolutely fabulous. Thank you, and I will see you very soon. Bye.